On the busy streets of a large city, where the noise of traffic drowns out the cries of the forgotten, a boy named Liam walked every day. His shoes were torn, the soles nearly gone. Each step made him wince as the cold stones pressed against his feet. People passed him by without notice. To most, he was invisible. Liam had no home, no warm bed, no family waiting for him. He slept on cardboard sheets behind an abandoned shop, covering himself with whatever rags he could find. Some nights the wind cut through him so fiercely that he thought he would not wake the next morning. But every dawn, when his eyes opened, he whispered to himself, "I survived. Maybe today will be different." Yet life rarely offered him kindness. Hunger followed him like a shadow. He could not remember the last time he had eaten until he was full. Some days, he begged outside bakeries, hoping for a stale piece of bread. Other days, he went to sleep with nothing in his stomach but water. But Liam had not always lived this way. Once, he had a father, a mother, and a small wooden house on the edge of a quiet village. His father worked as a carpenter, carving chairs and tables for the villagers. His mother loved to sing while she cooked, and her laughter made even their poor home feel rich. Liam's happiest memories were of sitting at the table, listening to his parents talk about the future. His dream was simple. He wanted to study. He wanted to read books and one day become a teacher. His father encouraged him. "Study hard, my boy," he would say. "Knowledge is something no one can take from you. But fate can be cruel." When Liam was only 10, a fire swept through their wooden home. The flames took everything, his books, their savings, and most painfully, his parents. He escaped through a window with only the clothes on his back. That night, the boy who had dreamed of teaching found himself alone in a world that cared little for orphans. At first, neighbors helped him. They gave him food and let him sleep in their barns. But kindness has limits. Soon they said, "We have our own mouths to feed." And so, Liam walked to the city, carrying nothing but grief and a faint hope that he might survive. The city was harsher than he imagined. He searched for work, but who would hire a boy with torn clothes and no skills? When he begged, many pushed him aside. Some shouted, some ignored him completely. The boy who once dreamed of being a teacher was reduced to holding out his hands, whispering for scraps. Days turned into weeks. Liam's feet blistered from walking barefoot. He found an old pair of shoes in a trash bin, but they were far too big and torn at the sides. He stuffed cloth inside to keep them on, but still, people mocked him. "Look at that beggar with broken shoes," they laughed. Every insult cut deeper than the cold. Still, somewhere deep inside, Liam refused to let the last spark of hope die. He remembered his father's words, "Knowledge is something no one can take from you." Sometimes, late at night, he would find discarded newspapers and struggle to read them under the dim light of street lamps. His shoes were broken, his stomach empty, but his hunger for learning never faded. Then one morning, something happened that would change his path forever. Liam sat on the church steps, staring at the ground. A little girl, no older than 7, approached with her mother. In her small hands, she carried a piece of bread. She stopped in front of Liam, looked at him with innocent eyes, and placed the bread in his hands. Her mother smiled softly and said, "Kindness costs nothing." Then they walked away. For the first time in years, Liam felt warmth not from food, but from being noticed. He whispered, "Thank you," though they were already gone. That single act of compassion lit a flame in his heart. Later that week, as Liam sat in his usual spot, a man in his 40s approached. He wore plain clothes, carried a bag, and looked carefully at Liam. "What's your name, son?" the man asked. "Liam," the boy answered softly. The man nodded. "I see you here often. would you like to come with me? I work with a small shelter. We can give you food, a place to sleep, and maybe, a chance. Liam hesitated. He had seen cruel men before, those who tricked children. But something in the man's eyes was different. They were kind, patient. Liam thought of the little girl and her bread. Slowly, he whispered, yes. That, yes, changed his life. The shelter was small but clean. For the first time in years, Liam bathed, wore clean clothes, and ate until he was full. That night, lying on a real mattress, tears streamed down his face. He cried not from sadness, but relief. He felt human again. The man introduced himself as Thomas, a teacher who volunteered at the shelter. Over time, he learned Liam's story. Instead of pity, Thomas offered encouragement. You still dream of studying? He asked. Liam nodded. Then let's begin. Each evening, after serving food to the children, Thomas would sit with Liam and teach him to read, write, and solve problems. The boy who once studied under street lamps now had real books in his hands. He read with passion, hungry for knowledge. Months passed. Liam grew stronger, healthier, and brighter. His broken shoes were replaced with sturdy ones, but he kept the old pair under his bed as a reminder of where he came from. One day, Thomas said, Liam, there's a scholarship program. If you work hard, you can go back to school properly. Liam's heart raced. The thought of returning to a classroom seemed like a dream. He studied day and night, pouring every ounce of strength into his lessons. The exam day came. Liam walked nervously into the hall, clutching a pencil. His hands trembled, but he remembered his father's voice. Knowledge is something no one can take from you. With courage, he began to write. Weeks later, the results were announced. Liam had not only passed, he had scored among the highest. When Thomas showed him the letter, Liam couldn't speak. His eyes filled with tears as he whispered, I can finally study again. From that day forward, Liam's life transformed. He attended school, worked hard, and excelled. His classmates admired his determination. Teachers noticed his hunger to learn. He still carried scars of the street, but instead of shame, he wore them as proof of his resilience. Years went by. Liam graduated, not just as a student, but as one of the top in his class. He was offered a chance to train as a teacher, the very dream he once thought impossible. When he entered his first classroom as a teacher, he looked at the rows of children. Some wore clean uniforms, others had patched clothes. He smiled and said, I know what it means to be forgotten. But let me tell you, as long as you keep hope alive, you are never truly lost. His words carried weight because they were born from truth. He had walked through hunger, loneliness, and despair. He knew what it meant to have nothing, and then rebuild from kindness and perseverance. Liam never forgot his broken shoes. He kept them on a shelf in his small home. Whenever life felt too comfortable, he looked at them and remembered the cold nights on the street, the little girl with bread, and the man who gave him a chance. But most importantly, he remembered this: one act of kindness can change a life. Just as Thomas and the little girl changed his life, Liam dedicated his life to helping his students believe in themselves, no matter how poor or broken they felt. Today, Liam is known not just as a teacher but as a mentor. His students often say, he doesn't just teach lessons. He teaches life. And when asked why he gives so much, Liam simply smiles and says, because once, I was the boy with broken shoes. And someone believed in me. The story of Liam reminds us all that no one is truly invisible. Poverty, hunger, and failure may strip away dignity, but they cannot destroy the human spirit if hope remains. And hope often arrives in the smallest of gestures: a smile, a piece of bread, a helping hand. So the next time you see someone struggling, remember Liam. Remember the boy with broken shoes who became a teacher because someone chose kindness over indifference. Because in the end, greatness is not in how much we achieve for ourselves, but in how much light we pass on to others. If this story touched your heart, type "hope" in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more real stories of struggle, courage, and transformation.